Hey, how's it going? My name is Wally, and that's my picture there. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about some anxiety remedies that are out there. There are a lot of good ones, and there are a lot of not so great ones. And so I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to talk about some of those with you, so you can make a better informed decision. Because anxiety is just terrible. I know that. I used to have anxiety for years and years. I was anxious in this picture. It was about 5 years ago. And I know I was anxious in that picture because I was anxious every day during that time when this picture was taken. So I don't know how I managed to even look halfway happy, but I must have had a Xanax or something. I just remember those times as not being fun at all. They were terrible. So getting on with it, what is the number one unconventional method that I use to cure my anxiety? The reason I say unconventional is because the sort of things that I did to get rid of my anxiety, usually doctors don't really promote them. They usually just give you a prescription and send you on your way, and good luck. And you go back every 6 months and get another prescription, and it just goes on and on and on for years and years. That's what I did for years, and you may have done the same thing, or maybe not. But if you do end up going to a doctor and getting a prescription, that's what you go through. It's an endless cycle of more prescriptions, and you need more, and you don't ever have your problem solved. You just always don't feel good. Every day you don't feel good. You take a pill and you kind of feel better, and then 8 hours later you don't feel good again, and that's what it is. So what did I do? I just use natural methods, and I'm not really an all natural guy as far as just in life. I'm not a big I don't have to have everything in my life to be all natural, and it's just not the way I am. But again, with these prescriptions, there's nothing natural about them, and they are just they're terrible. And if I can stop one human being from getting addicted and hooked on them and having to go through the 2-year withdrawal that I went through to get off them, then that's fine. There's these natural things they work way better. They're 100 times safer, and they work. They're just, everything about them is better. So that's what I did, and I don't have anxiety today, so I know that it's a better deal for me. But there were a lot of things that didn't work too, at least for me, and from what I can tell from a lot of other people. So benzodiazepines are one of those things. I was talking about the pills. These things, if you haven't had them, they're so addictive, it's unbelievable. You get hooked on them really fast, and it's a physical addiction. I mean, when you stop taking them, you shake, and it's a pretty scary kind of a shake. It's not like it's not like you're anxious. It's like an anxiety attack times a million. It's the worst feeling you can imagine, and it takes a long time to go away when you stop taking this stuff. And another thing, if you stop taking it really fast, you can get in a lot of trouble. This stuff it's bad news. I'm not going to go into all the details of it, but it's terrible stuff. If you are not taking benzodiazepines, which by the way are the drugs like Xanax and Valium and Ativan, those types of things, don't start. You do yourself the biggest favor ever in the history of the world by not just staying away from this stuff. Another thing is alcohol. That was my thing. I thought it would help me, and it did. It helped when I was drinking, but the next day would come and I would feel terrible again. And then I would have to take more of the Xanax, and then I would have to mix the alcohol and the Xanax. And, it was this whole thing, and I was miserable all the time. Wonder why, huh? Don't do the alcohol. It's hardly a cure at all. It's not one. It's not a good idea. Another thing that did not work for me was searching around the internet for the answers that I thought I was looking for, and for the symptoms lists. I'm sure at one point you found a list of symptoms and you've compared what you have to that list, and it's just about the worst thing you can do. All you ever really end up with is you look at these lists, and then your list gets bigger because you see things that you didn't even think that you had, and then you say, oh, well, brain fog. Yeah, I have brain fog. Head zaps. Yeah, I've got the head zaps. You didn't have it before, but you have it now. I used to do this all the time. I had something called Spacehead. I don't even remember what it is now. I don't care. All I know is that it was my word. That my head felt spacey, I guess. So being on the internet and just looking for the answers, and always looking for what's the cure, and how can I get, it just doesn't really do you any good in the long run. You just end up website after website after website with lists of symptoms, and at the end of the day, you just you keep building your list up. It just doesn't help. It didn't help me at all. I had to move on and try something that was just going to work a little bit better than that. All these things made me feel worse. They all combined together, and I felt terrible. After about 10 years, I just could hardly do anything. I had to cancel plans all the time. I always had to have a Xanax with me. I had one in my wallet. I had a little pill container that I kept one in my pocket. I had one in my car. I couldn't be anywhere without these things, and I couldn't be on the internet without looking at symptoms, and I couldn't go out to eat without making sure that there was a bar there so that I could have a couple of beers and relax. I mean, it was a full-time job being anxious, and this stuff just made it all worse. So, with that in mind, what are some good remedies? Or some stuff right here that's made by a company. It's called PureCalm. And this is just one of their products. They have they've got a ton of them, actually. I've reviewed 3 of them right down below this video. You can take a look when you're done. I just did some reviews down there, real simple stuff. And this particular one is called PureCalm, and it's 100% natural and 100% safe, which is way better than anything that I had ever tried before. It works really fast. For some people you have to be on it for a couple of days or maybe a couple of weeks for it to take 100% of the effect. But a lot of people get relief with it really, really quickly. The ingredients that are in this particular remedy are lemon balm, lavender, and passion flower. That's it. There's no other crazy ingredients. There's no weird chemicals. There's no addicting stuff. No stuff that's going to give you insane withdrawals. That's it. That's all there is to it. 100% natural, 100% simple, and I mean, you can't go wrong with stuff like this. It's just the best thing you can do for to help anxiety symptoms and feel better and stuff like that. What PureCalm in particular does is its formulation helps to just to calm your whole body down. It chills your nerves out so that you can relax and sort of get a grip on your life, and just makes you in a better mood. I'm not trying to make it sound like it's a miracle drug, like you take it and you're instantly better. It's just that you'll see that when anxiety starts to go away, the rest of your mood, you can't help but make it better because you're not constantly thinking about how you're anxious. It's amazing how it works, and when you start to get better, everything in life gets better. It's really pretty simple, and it's pretty neat when it happens, because you go from being depressed and shaky all the time to actually thinking that there might be a life out there to live. It's pretty cool. These are just a few of the things. All kinds of people get all kinds of different benefits. Can help you improve sleep. There's other remedies that Native Remedies has, or the company that makes PureCalm, that you can mix and match to get improved sleep and different kinds of moods. They have all kinds of stuff on their website. There's a link below the video here. You get all kinds of cool benefits. Lots of neat stuff. But with that in mind, PureCalm is not it's not a miracle cure by any means. It's not the ultimate solution for anxiety. It can't go into your brain and shut that anxiety switch off. That is something that has to be worked on separately. But it quiets down the symptoms so you can concentrate on the things that are making you anxious and sort of get to the root of them. You do have to take it. I believe they recommend that you take it 3 times a day to get the best results. But when you consider that if you take something like Xanax, you have to take it 3 times a day. And if you don't take it 3 times a day, you go into withdrawals within a couple of hours. So I imagine, if you take something, you have to take this, 3 times a day. I don't really see that as being a huge, downfall for it. So, it's not a perfect product. It's not gonna make your life a million times better, and it's not gonna do things, that it could never do. But it is gonna make you feel calm, and if that's what you're looking for, then that's the most important thing. To an anxious person, being calm is, it's something that you don't ever get to do. With that in mind, though, there are other solutions that you can do to try to make your anxiety a lot better, that don't involve taking any sort of pills or anything like that. Behavioral therapy is one of these. I think it's about $80 an hour, depending on where you live. to work with a behavioral therapist, and they sort of help you get to the root of what's going on in your brain when you have anxiety and the types of things that are sort of messing you up, and you get little workbooks and stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong with it at all, but it's really expensive. It's close to $100 an hour, and you got to go a lot. I mean, you can't just stop anxiety in 10 seconds. Prescriptions, we already talked about that. Those are not a good choice at all. They're dangerous and they're scary and they're not any fun to take. And I don't recommend that you ever take them, not for anxiety anyway. If you're already on them, you definitely can talk to your doctor about how to safely get off and things like that. But if you're not taking any, I would suggest that you don't start. That's my experience. They were awful. And of course, more researching the internet. It just doesn't help. It's a terrible thing, and you just end up with more symptoms and diseases than you ever thought you'd have. And of course, you don't really have any. You just sort of start to freak out that you're sick from all these different weird things. So thank you for listening to my video. I've done some reviews down below, and there's some different links and stuff like that. Just go check out the reviews, and come back when you're feeling better and leave us a comment. We love comments, and I love to hear that people are feeling better more than anything in the world. Anxiety is the worst thing, but it is 100% treatable. You can feel better, and you can feel like a normal person again. And it's very possible. I'm 100% living proof. I don't take anything anymore. I don't have anxiety anymore. It doesn't exist in my life. I don't take any pills. I don't take anything. I just don't need to anymore because I have finally grown out of having to take different remedies and stuff like that. I just have I guess I finally beat it. There's not a better feeling in the world. So when you're feeling better, come by and leave us a comment. I'd love to hear stories about people feeling better. It literally makes my day. Thanks for checking out the video. Read the reviews below and have a good one. Thanks.